us. His melanin levels have gotten so low that he's vanished. He said he was an albino. His words. Anyway, so we're from El Clinico Magnifico, and we are two fat bearded guys with a perspective on diet. Want to go to the next one, Keith? So we did the 4-Hour Body. Anybody here ever read this book? Anybody ever tried it? Dr. Holmesworth had. This is written by a man named Timothy Ferriss. He's kind of a lifestyle blogging entrepreneur. So he likes to do self-experimentation and then do large data sets from his community of rabid followers. Go ahead and go to the next slide. The people that benefit from this are people that are fat and overweight, or just a little bit chubbier. This, the claim to fame on this diet is that you can lose 25 pounds in a month safely, and that's body composition change, not necessarily just weight loss, but actual fat loss. So while gaining muscle, lose that much fat. The big part of this diet that I think appeals to a lot of the people that do try it is the built-in cheating. His biggest thing in this diet is when you schedule your cheating, you have a definitive beginning and an end to it, so it doesn't overlap and become a week cheating. It's a day of cheating. Go to the next one. The 3 methods that he talks about in the book in question, the first is just through strictly dietary changes. He also talks about this is a diet that you can lose that much weight without changing your activity level, or you can just increase your activity level, or you can add pharmacology as well, depending on how rapidly you want to lose weight and what you're willing to do with it. The one caveat on this diet is if you have protein metabolization errors or issues, it might not be the best thing. But throughout the book, he talks about gout as the most obvious one that people say that the high alpyranol, or excuse me, thank you, uric acid starts to go up, so you'll get the TOFAs. He says that that's actually an inflammatory change associated with high intake of sugar. So he says that this will actually be good for most people on gout. I need to do a little bit more research. I read the papers that he cited and it seemed to say that, but there's not a lot of actual clinical studies of this diet yet, given it's been out for what, like 4 years? 5 years now? Go ahead and to the next one. The rules are really simple. Avoid all white carbs. That's all of your rices, anything that can be white. If it's bleached, flours, grains, whatever, just don't eat them. Eat the same couple of things every day. Anytime you have to make a food choice, you increase the potential that you're going to make an incorrect food choice, something that's not going to be leading you closer to your goal. So if you have a pre-planned 3 to 4 meals that you repeat over and over again, you tend to stick to it better. I know people that are doing weightlifting competitions, they usually have broccoli and chicken, and then chicken with broccoli, and then some broccoli and chicken, right? Don't drink calories. That includes all of your sodas, your fruit drinks, juices, grape crush. I know Mark's over there laughing, we talked about that earlier. And don't eat fruit. The claim on this is that fructose spikes your insulin just the same as any other sugar, so you want to keep your glycemic index foods just completely out. So avoid all fructose, all sucrose, whatever, just don't touch it. And then the last rule of it is on day 7, go nuts. And like, go ahead and go to the next one, like really nuts. These are the lists of allowed foods. So typical weight loss fare, you're gonna be doing your lean proteins. The foods with the asterisk seem to lose weight faster. One thing that's gonna be different from the paleo is you do wanna eat legumes, and a lot of them. Because if you don't have legumes and you're just eating vegetables and lean proteins, so what, a 6-ounce portion of chicken has 132 calories, something like that, 140 calories, depending on how fat the chicken breast was. And then a pound of vegetables has maybe 100 calories to 200 calories, depending on what you're eating, especially if it's like spinach. Then the mixed vegetables, again, you can eat whatever you want vegetable-wise. You just, depending on how rapidly you want to lose your weight, you would customize your diet. Now, if you'll go to the next one. This is just a quick little sample diet. So a couple of eggs every morning. That's for that cholesterol uptake. We had all talked about that. Spinach, go ahead to the next one. The fun part is cheat day. Go to the next one, because let's all face it, the salad really does taste like I'd rather be fat. If you eat salad every single day for a year, you go nuts. Go ahead to the next one. If you want to get into the supplementation associated with it, there are recommended supplements as well as loading doses. Those aren't necessary, but they do increase the speed of the results, as well as improve your GLUT4 uptake, just depending on what you're taking and when. Go ahead to the next one. Those are a bunch of studies that are dancing around the same areas so that it supports the viewpoint, but not necessarily directly of the diet. Go ahead to the next one. Just a little infographic if anybody wants it broken down into an easy to understand format. And then the next one. Cool thing about this is this website up here, Coach Me, they compared the top 10 diets. They had just 3,500 people from the 4 Hour Body community and all these other communities that signed up to be assigned to a specific diet for 30 days, and those were the results. Typical percentage of body weight loss. So as you can see, paleo, low carb diet, and that's a vegetarian diet, the DASH. They all had good results, but obviously those were the superior ones. Right? Personally, I've tried that diet. At one point I weighed 310 pounds. Using this, I got down to 192 pounds in 6 months. The problem, like Nathan talked about, is changing your relationship with food and keeping it off after that, because of that whole set point theory. Tends to come back when emotions happen. But that's all of our references. Obviously peer-reviewed stuff, and then like pictures and infographics. Thank you.